This is Manny, back at it again. I was only planning on making one video and just sort of, I guess you can say, quitting, but here I am, because of the Lord, and all glory to the Lord. I believe He has called me to just sort of make this video, especially where I am at in my life, and where I am at my journey right now with Christ. So today, you know what, let's just talk, because I still have more to say about my journey and where I am with Christ right now, because it's a journey after all, not a destination. So, I guess I'll talk to you today about my struggles, not to load you or to burden you, but to let you know that even though it seems like I have a lot of stuff together, or I have my things together, I do not have all of it together. And Christ is still working through me. And Christ will not take away your problems, but He will give you peace, and He will help you through those problems and make them more bearable. And use your problems to help you grow, and to help you become closer to Him, and use them as opportunities to become more like Him. So today I'll just be talking to you about my struggles, because I know everyone has struggles. If someone says they don't, they're probably lying to you to appear like they have everything together. But here it goes. I'd like to speak to you all about my struggle, which is currently one of my biggest things is school. I'm currently in my last year of high school, so you can say I'm a senior. And there's a lot of pressure when it comes to college, or just becoming an adult, the last year of school, you could say. My biggest struggle has kind of been my classes, because I've been feeling really overwhelmed with the work, mostly feeling lost and not sure what to do. I just feel overwhelmed at times with the classwork, especially since they're AP and honors classes. But one example I could give to you is right now is I'm taking calculus. And that's a pretty high level math class, you could say, but I feel like giving up, honestly, because I don't really come from a very good math background, but I do love math. However, I just have to say that I was not the best at math when it came to in my early years of high school, and I sort of failed all 3 years of advanced math in school, specifically middle school. And although I did pass regular math classes and did manage to do AP Physics, calculus, I just feel overwhelmed by, and since I didn't do, you could say, pre-calculus, which is what you usually take before calculus, I didn't get that solid math background, so that kind of leaves me at a disadvantage compared to the other people in the class. And I'm just feeling overwhelmed because I didn't get that math background. And I'm seeing all these people, you could say, smart people, working through it. And yet, here I am struggling and feeling like I don't belong in the class, and whether I should even be in the class or just go back to studying my fundamentals, or if I can even pass the class despite my lack of math knowledge I had. And then my second example, you could say, is I have an engineering class. However, I sort of just also feel overwhelmed by that class because we're supposed to have a project where we're supposed to make our own product and design our own item and product, you could say, that we would basically we're creating commercial production and how this product would be marketed and just how it could be used to solve problems. Mainly solving problems and helping people to solve those problems, but my idea I don't feel very confident about and I lack faith in it. And I just feel overwhelmed with the work because I feel like I don't understand what I'm even doing in that class and I just feel lost. And just feel like giving up, honestly, because I just feel lost and not sure where to go. I at times just feel afraid to ask for help because I don't want to look stupid or show that I'm struggling. And honestly, at times I just feel like dropping all those hard classes and just settling for the easier ones, but I just feel overwhelmed at times, especially when you have other outside activities, extracurricular stuff. And so, I'll talk to you about my next struggle, and that I've touched on in the last video, but another one of my struggles has been my battle with lust, you could say, and just feeling tempted by all those dirty, inappropriate adult videos. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you all. I relapsed on a Sunday, and that just filled me with an immense amount of guilt, especially because I went to church that day, and I feel just guilty and ashamed for what I did because it feels like I'm lying to God because I pray and I pray that He gives me the guidance and will and to make those changes to never look at it again and to overcome it because I know I can overcome it, but it feels like I keep lying to God, and especially it feels like I'm betraying the woman in my life when I see all these dirty pornographic images and the way women are treated and are shown in these images or videos, and just feeling ashamed of what I did and guilt, and feeling like I can't look at people in the eye the same way, or just feeling ashamed and feeling like a loser, and it really impacts my self-esteem, especially my relationship with God. But I repented about it towards God, and so far I'm doing well and I'm getting help for it. And it's been going well so far. And so that's where I'd like to talk to you mainly about what I wanted to talk to you all about. And that is I've been praying a lot more recently, asking God for help for my struggles and asking Him to give me strength and to just overall have more guidance in His life because I just feel lost at times of what to do with my time or where to go in life, especially with all the schoolwork and feeling overwhelmed and crushed by all the workload and just feeling lost or feeling stupid in my classes, feeling like I'll fail them all or that I won't do well, and all these lies that the enemy tries to put into my head and the stress I feel. And so one of the things I've sort of reflected upon is my past. Not saying in the past, but mainly how my past impacts my present day life, and how it will impact my future. Mainly, I have wounds in the past that have not been healed, and that still hold me back. I guess you can say it's like a slingshot that's trying to be launched, but there's all these things that are stopping it from flinging and flying. That's weighing it all down, and it doesn't let it fly to its full capacity. And so I realized that those wounds need to be healed, and I need help with them, and I need the Lord to heal them. And so I want to talk to you about my things of the past that I've reflected upon, and show you some of my struggles that hopefully you can relate to, and that I can give you hope, especially if any of you struggle with this or have struggled with this. I don't want it to sound I don't want it to sound I don't want to sound like a victim or have that victim mindset. I instead am approaching this from a perspective of encouraging you all and showing you that I have struggles, and that what matters is working through them and letting the Lord help you, and using them as a way to grow even more, and just also getting help and letting the Lord heal you. And so one of my things I reflected upon in the past was that when it comes to my social life, for a lot of the time I was kind of a loner, especially at school. I guess you can say it talks to some people, but most of the time I was pretty lonely, and I didn't like talking to people, and overall I didn't really have any friends or many friends at school. And I would sort of be that kid that kind of just sat alone at lunch. I would try to talk to others, or would hang out with the wrong people, or people that didn't even like him, but still. I was mainly a loner, and I mainly spent my time alone, and just sort of sat alone at a lunch table, and was afraid of people, you could say. And I was also bullied during those times. And especially if all that, feeling like I didn't belong anywhere, or I didn't feel loved, and especially being bullied, it just made me feel isolated. I felt I was different compared to others, and I felt like I couldn't make friends. And another characteristic of me during this time period was that I was sort of a people pleaser or a pushover. People would at times just, mainly a cousin would, at times just trick me into doing bad things or hurt others by tricking me, or just getting me to do bad things because I wanted validation and I wanted connection. And sort of I just felt isolated, alienated, and just lonely during this time period. And especially, I didn't feel loved. I just felt like a loser. And I guess you can say it impacted me a lot, as one big fear I've had in my life is the fear of rejection. And since I would at times try to act like someone else so that people would like me, I would reject myself. I didn't like who I was, because I thought something was wrong with me and that I could never make friends, or that no one would love me. And so that kind of corresponded to me feeling an immense amount of fear within myself, and overall just feeling afraid of people, and fearing rejection because I was rejected a lot during those time periods. It didn't feel great, especially to be rejected. And I guess you can say it also made me feel envious of people who had friends. All these people who were, you could say, normal, who had friends, who had people to sit with at lunch, or people to talk to. I didn't really have much of that. I had some occasional friends, but not people I would truly call friends. And sort of I kind of just struggled to make friends and just talk to people in general. And it just made me feel really insecure about myself and who I was. And thinking I was destined to just be alone. And that I would always be a loner. And so that's where it comes back to me letting Christ heal my wounds of the past and getting help. I'd wanted to talk about this for a while, but I didn't know who to talk to or where I could express myself. And so I'm using this as an update to showcase where I am at my journey in Christ. And currently where I think I am at my life, and especially my struggles and what I'm going through. Especially feeling lost and past wounds resurfacing. I'm at a point where I believe I need help, and I want Christ to heal my wounds of the past. And sort of looking more at my past and realizing why I act the way I do now in the present. What influences my actions, or my beliefs that I now have. Especially the way I approach social situations or how I feel. So I want to thank you all for listening to me and giving me your attention. And whatever it is you're struggling with, or whatever you're going through right now in this current moment, just know that I've been there, and that and some of us do have similar struggles, and that it's okay to get help. You aren't weak for getting help. In fact, you're very strong and courageous, I would say, because we cannot do this battle. We cannot fight our battles alone. We need a group or someone to help us through it. We need a support group. And most of all, we need Christ in our lives every day, even if we're having good days or bad days. And most of all, I believe we could all benefit from letting Christ heal the wounds we have of the past, which result in our character flaws, or flaws we have as a person. Because whether we like it or not, I believe some of our actions or behaviors we have subconsciously think, feel, or believe, it's our past still clinging onto us and holding us back and weighing us back. So that was my talk I wanted to give to you all. And I'm grateful for having this platform to talk to you all about it. And my goal here is to perhaps maybe make more videos, since I want to help others, and I want to help those especially who are struggling. Because I've been there, I've struggled a lot, and I've struggled alone. And only now am I starting to get help with my struggles I'm dealing with. And I want to give all of you hope, because there is hope to be found. Even when you believe there is no hope, hope can be found. So I thank you all for listening, and may you all have a blessed and great day.